Now, what's interesting here, we talk about being deplatformed, part of the cancel culture and deplatforming. We see just recently this week, former New York Times science reporter Alec Berenson was suspended for simply quoting the results from a clinical trial by Pfizer, which posted the results published by Pfizer on its own clinical data on its own website that showed little difference in the mortality between those in the trial with the vaccine and those given a placebo, raising questions over any vaccine mandates. So it's interesting here, right? We're seeing the suspension of accounts. People who actually written for the New York Times are now being canceled and completely deplatformed. So basically what we're seeing here with the Saturn-Uranus is many on the radical left have embraced the concept of corporate speech and censorship. Now with the right, censors at work, free speech concerns have been set aside. Corporate tech censorship combined with the heavily pro-Biden establishment oligarchy controlled media to create the fear of a de facto state media that controls information due to a shared ideology rather than state coercion. So they're building an ideology, they're promulgating it out through tech censorship combined with a very pro-Biden, pro-government establishment media to create fear and to impose a de facto consensus establishment to enforce that of a shared ideology, not based on data, not based on real world facts. This is the part of the coercion that's going to continue to be pushed out. How many people in the astrological community are aware of this? How many people worldwide are aware of this? How many people of the trends forecasting, the Wall Street prognosticators, right, are aware that this is happening? Some are, but most are not. When people ask me, William, what's the value of knowing all this stuff if there's something you can't do about it? Well, just knowing that something is happening that most people aren't aware of so you don't become a victim is part of the success formula of thriving during this period, not just surviving. That's the value. All right. Now, there is resistance. Remember, I talked about youth defiance, resistance, class warfare, class struggle, right? Sticking it to the man. This is coming directly from the top with Senator Rand Paul urging Americans to resist Biden, Pelosi, and the local bureaucrats and union bosses, stating they can't arrest us all. And you got to remember here, not only is Rand Paul a senior senator, he's a graduate from Duke Medical School. He worked in medicine for 33 years. He's worked in emergency rooms. He's an expert in immunology and virology. And he's also a surgeon. He's not just a doctor. He is a surgeon. That is a different class. You have to be pretty bright to be a surgeon at that level. He's been telling everyone for a year now that Dr. Anthony Fauci and other public officials were not following science and continue not to. And this is being proven time and time again. And he's stating that he's not the only one that's fed up. He's claiming there are a lot of people now coming to him. He's stating personally, quote, I can't go anywhere these days, from work to events to airports and Ubers and restaurants and stores, without people coming up to me, thanking me for standing up to Fauci and the rest of them, for standing up for actual science, for standing up for freedom, for standing up against mandates, lockdowns, and bureaucratic power grabs. Saturn-Uranus, bureaucratic Saturn-Uranus power grabs.
If you'd like to watch the full presentation and more like this on geopolitics, the economy, and world events from an archetypal and mundane astrological perspective, join the Global Transformation Astrology membership. Go to gta.williamstickevers.com or click the link in the description for twice-monthly webinars with Q&A, access to the growing library of previous webinars, and a collection of information and resources on today's most important topics, plus a monthly Ask Me Anything session for Gold members. We are now in the middle of a massive collective psycho-spiritual death rebirth process. Stay informed and be a part of the breakthrough, not the breakdown. Become a GTA member today.